contemporary artists are they are practiced by their subject, by their materials, by in many ways are deeply connected to the art of comics. And of course, we all know that Warhol and Lichtenstein started the whole process by choosing, framing, cutting, enlarging some comics. But since then, many things has happened. For example, if just we take one major component of comics, which is speech bubble, which became even, I would say, the symbol of this art. It's amazing to see the amount of artists who have been thinking and rethinking and using this shape in order to create works like installation, like Rivane Neuenschwander, who is creating like a kind of, she's using an original comics, she's taking out all the characters, all the words, simply remaining the frame and the drawing of the bubbles. And she's doing this as a huge installation on the wall where people can draw their own story. Or you have at the entrance of the exhibition one artist named Sammy Engramer who is working on the shape of the speech bubble as a light, as a line of light in space. You have, for example, the foam, which is a fantastic piece gathering many original speech bubbles that has been cut and put together into some kind of gigantic foam, which is spectacular. Gilles Barbier is one of the artists that is mostly concerned by comics. And in any sense, he has a deep and a strong culture, according to this art. And, but he's also working as a semiologist. He's also, I would say, he has a very strong approach. He knows very well the stories. He has this culture, naturally, but he's also working on basic components. There were two leads that we wanted to follow. One was the idea of what is an original in the sense of comics. Why is it interesting to see original drawing from major comics artists? And on the other end, what is the real impact? What is the real, or what are the type of relation between artists and the world of comics? We found out after working that comics was born exactly in the same time than photography, a bit earlier than movie, but it's definitely a mass reproduction. It's a mass media work. But on the contrary of photography or cinema, there is an original hiding. And in fact, since the early beginning of comics, something was taken for granted by the audience and by the artists themselves, that they do something that is subculture or something that is low culture. And for many years, even the artists have accepted, I call them artists, but authors or whatever you want to say, but they have accepted that their drawings would even be thrown to the junk. We have no idea, you know, when it was reproduced on a very simple paper with the ink that was not so sharp for us, you know, Sunday newspaper. But when you see an original drawing from Winsor Mackay or from Herriman or from Utko or even from Hergé, it's something that is definitely astonishing and exception. It has an extreme impact, and in terms of quality of drawing, this is definitely they are on the top. You can confront them, and that's what happens here. There have been exhibitions of original comics drawings. There have been exhibitions of art about comics. There have been exhibitions mixing art and reproduction of comics in order to see what was the connection between them. But this, the choice of the scenography is that we mix things together. So, of course, not everywhere in the exhibition, but it has a lot of rhythm, it has a lot of confrontation. So we really play with that. Actually, we don't play. We try to follow the link. We try to see how things play when they are put together. So the scenography is simply enhancing the fact that those things that we put together are already deeply linked. And when you put them side by side, you can only be amazed by how all the things they have in common.